Man, the situation just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And I don't know if everybody really truly understands what has happened and how it's happened and what things could happen in the future. So I wanted to make this quick video discussing the timeline of events and some of the issues surrounding EchoStar, Dish Wireless, Boost Mobile, Elon Musk, and the FCC. Oh, yes, Elon is involved. All right, so to get things started first, check out some of my videos on Dish Wireless, and how they became the fourth national provider after T-Mobile successfully merged with Sprint, eliminated a fourth provider. The Department of Justice and the FCC decided Dish was going to be the fourth carrier to replace Sprint, and they put together a plan for Dish to build out a 5G network, put together all these different checkpoints, rules, and landmarks of how the 5G network is to reach a certain amount of people within a certain time frame. That's the framework of all of this. It's been long stated that Charlie Ergen, the president of EchoStar, Dish Wireless, Boost Mobile, all right, moving forward, we'll just call it all Boost, okay? The thing about this is that, he was holding on to spectrum for a long time that wasn't being utilized, like billions of dollars worth of it. And I get it. The FCC wanted to see it getting used, and the Department of Justice was trying to facilitate the merger, so they wanted to get Dish involved, and it was supposed to be killing two birds with one stone kind of deal. Anyways, Charlie Ergen and Boost have needed more time. They've received extensions from the previous administration's FCC, and to their credit, they have built to those requirements and those extensions. Anyways, they've got a 2026 deadline and a separate 2028 deadline for the final build-out phases of their 5G network. So in the process, what has happened is the now FCC chair, who was appointed with this new administration, Brendan Carr, has made it a thing to investigate, probe, and basically try to pry away spectrum in the 2 gigahertz range. The 2 gigahertz range is what Dish uses in its 5G network for Boost Mobile's network. And the argument is that they don't believe that it's being used that much, and that spectrum can be shared between Boost Mobile and their 5G network, and Elon and his non-terrestrial, direct-to-cellular services, right? We see how unsuccessful it's been for T-Mobile and SpaceX Starlink, because the frequencies that Starlink has access to, which is thousands and thousands of megahertz of bandwidth, but it's not the right type of frequencies. It's not low enough. So it's very difficult to get that signal to devices that are mobile, like your smartphones, right? Because the antenna gain, right? The antenna characteristics, the ability to capture signal is very challenging on a small device that isn't a satellite-based device, right? So the lower the frequency, the better it travels, which is why we feel very strongly about AST and that whole thing with the 850 megahertz low band with AT&T and Verizon. But anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked. The end game is Elon is politicking here to get access to the 2 gigahertz, 2000 megahertz range. Very, very low when it comes to satellite operations. That's like a low band equivalent. And that's what he's trying to do. And he's using the FCC, specifically Brendan Carr, for the task. And that's where all this comes from. Now, ironically, the president and Elon have fallen out pretty nasty publicly. And then the president forces a meeting between Charlie Ergen, the president of Boost, and Brendan Carr, the FCC chair. And he says, make a deal, right? All this kind of twists and turns, right? But what this boils down to, guys, is Elon's cellular services to smartphones sucks. It's not good. But with access to 2 gigahertz, it actually can be good, right? It can be better. Where this ends up going, I have no clue. What ends up happening to Charlie Ergen and Boost Mobile, I don't know. Everybody says that they are destined for bankruptcy. And Elon's never going bankrupt. Like, that dude, he provides incredible solutions for incredible problems, and he wants to be paid handsomely for it. But I've been reading everything I can. I've been staying up on the situation. I've watched every twist and turn. And Charlie's not going to be beat. Charlie's always going to find a way to survive. He'd rather litigate than innovate. And of course, never count out Charlie, famously said by CEO of T-Mobile, Mike Sievert. But it's interesting that a person, also of the Republican origins, formerly of the FCC, Symington, who just stepped away from his position, walked away from the FCC, falling out a bit with Brendan Carr and his whole approach to this problem. Extremely political. Clearly, there's an axe to grind. There's a motivation behind all of this. And I think the carriers are probably also watching this very closely. In fact, if I was a license holder for Spectrum, I would be really worried about, do I really own this? Do I really get to use this? Is it really licensed? Or can the FCC take it away and just give it to Elon? You know, it's kind of another thing. Very, very messy politics here, people. Really messy situation. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the way things are playing out. I speculated months ago that the FCC couldn't get any worse. I would argue that these people have made it worse. Absolutely. They have absolutely made it worse. Because now we went from doing nothing to doing everything wrong. And that is a very dangerous position. If you are Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, what makes you feel so secure about the way things are going? If you're Dish, you're facing bankruptcy, you've got all this debt, and you can't generate capital, and it's impossible to grow in this business, and now you got people, you know, kicking you when you're down. Like, think about this. Like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, if I'm in the industry, I'm thinking, how the hell am I supposed to plan for the future like this? They should be very, very worried. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Drop me some comments. What's the fate of Dish and Boost Mobile? What's the fate of Elon and his SpaceX? Will it actually do something decent with direct-to-cell or the non-terrestrial networks, the smartphones? Will he get his shit together? Will the FCC actually do their job competently at some point during my lifetime? Will this ever happen? The saga continues. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.